give you an idea what we're working here today. Today we're going to be doing oxtails again. Today we're going to be doing it in the pressure cooker over here simply because some people said it was a lot of work the way I did it. That was just one way. I'm going to show you a real easy way, and I'm going to show you because I got oxtails. We're going to use some garlic powder. If you don't have garlic powder, you can use the fresh garlic we have over here, or you can use a combination of both. Everything you see right here is what I like in mine. You can choose whatever you like, and I guarantee you it'll come out good. There's no right or wrong way to make it. There's a Creole style, Southern style, Jamaican style, Cuban style. Either way, it's oxtails, cooked oxtails. So you can cook them any way you want. Use the spices and the materials that you like. If you like paprika, or if you don't like garlic, I don't know how you couldn't like it, but if you don't like garlic, don't use garlic, and you'll still have great oxtails. So we got some garlic powder. This is that homemade spice I make myself. I mix up my own spices I like, and I put them together with limited salt, so that whatever I need and I use all the time, it's already in there. So there it is. It's like a cheat spice. You throw this on, you're done. You top a plate, you got some food. Tastes pretty bland. Hit this around the outside. Boom, your food's good. We have some cayenne pepper, some black cracked pepper, some Lowry seasoning salt, some Italian herb seasonings. I'm only using these tried goods because I don't have any fresh rosemary or fresh thyme. I used it all up, and I get it by the sacks. I get giant sacks of it. So to give you an idea of when I tell you I get sacks of stuff, here's garlic that I bought and I've been using. I buy my stuff at a restaurant supply. This thing has 5 pounds of garlic, peeled. The price I pay for this peeled garlic, this is not home, like Costco's or Sam's Club. This is a real restaurant supply store I go to, and I'm a member of. So if you buying stuff from these companies, I get 5 pounds of garlic for what you pay for about 3 or 4 heads of garlic at your grocery store. The same thing with my purple onions. You'll see me use purple onions or yellow onions, and you'll say, that guy uses a lot of onion, or even because they're the most expensive onions you can buy in the store, these red onions or purple onions. People call them red onions, I call them purple onions. The price I get this for the price of about 3 or 4 pounds of these red onions, I get 25 pounds sacked up. Same way with my potatoes. I get big russet potatoes. For the same price you pay for 2 bags of 5-pound bags of potatoes, I get 50 pounds, restaurant quality. So I save a lot of money. I'm able to take that extra food and give it to my neighbors and friends and family. So let's get back to the subject here. I got bell peppers. I'm only using some bell pepper in there because I got some bell peppers I need to use up. Got a nice, beautiful red tomato. I bought about 10 cases of these last week and canned them up. And I got a little leftover piece, the bottom piece. I'm going to use that up. Got some fresh ginger. Got some browning spice. This is really used mostly for the browning color, but you really don't need it. But a lot of Jamaican style oxtail recipes require that. I don't use it that much, but I got it here in case some people do. Here's my homemade habanero sauce I make myself. I think I did a video on how to make this. That's that there. Got some red pepper, some vinegar, and some lemon juice. Again, this little bottle of lemon juice, I get it in a gallon bottle, and I refill this thing up over and over and over again for the price of this bottle here. Red wine vinegar. These things I use mostly to wash the oxtails and get it ready. But we got garlic, onions, all this stuff. Then we got this big bag of fish I cooked last night. I'll be having that while this pot's doing all the work. I'll make me a nice little fish and bread, man. Fish and bread. Well, there's the spices we're going to use. I'm sure we're going to go in there and grab some olive oil, some cooking oil and stuff like that to render them down. Let me get you the oxtails. Got the oxtails soaking, but I got, as you can see, 2.5 pounds of oxtails. It's a nice bag of oxtails. I paid $10.53. It's got 2.5 pounds. So I bought 3 packs. And my wife don't know I'm cooking this today because she's on a diet, so got to keep her looking good. I'm going to go ahead and cook these up for her. But these oxtails right here, you get them, 2. This is enough for 2 or 3 people to eat. But we cook for 2 or 3 days at a time, so we can have it, freeze it. then we want it, we pull it out and got it again. So we're going to go ahead and cook these up. So I'm just going to take them out, thaw them out, wash them with a little vinegar, a little bit of this lemon juice, get them all nice and clean. And then we're going to dry them off. We're going to put them into this crock pot right here. That electric crock pot, you guys all know it. It's the one my sister-in-law bought me. And if you don't have an electric one, it's no problem. You can use a standard one. I have two of those, large and small ones. The ones you put on the stove. And this is electric. Pot comes out. But I'll be able to get all 3 packs of this in there. You can also use vegetables like carrots in here, onions, potatoes if you want to thicken your broth and make it nice. I always like to have a little potatoes and carrots in mine. But we're going to braise these off with a little olive oil, a little cooking oil. Cook those, and it's got a browning feature called browning. You use the browning feature in here. You're going to put those in, brown those off. Then we're going to dump that oil, put them back in, add all our stuff, put the top on, put it on for about 2 hours. Done. Oxtails. Instant oxtail. Wash, clean, season, brown, cook, eat. That quick. All right, we'll get back to you in just a moment. don't know if you can see this, but that stuff you see on top, even after about 15 washes of water rinsed over them, that scale that you see on the top are called impurities. Same way when you're cooking, you want to get that off, and you can see those impurities that's on there. It's residue, fat, and just stuff you don't want to eat. So we're going to let those soak for about 10 minutes in that vinegar and lemon juice mixture. After we rub them around, we'll give them a good rinse after that, and we'll be ready to braise those out. It's a little vinaigrette I make, apple wine vinegar, spices, olive oil. Let's get things going. While that pan is heating up, I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting up some of this garlic. See how healthy and pretty that garlic is. You're here all day long trying to peel 5 pounds of garlic. I'm not gonna do it. There's a simpler way, people. Alright. You always want to remove that little piece right there. It's bad for your digestive system. It's been proven, so you want to remove that. Like that. That's it. It's that easy. Throwing some of those onions, not all of them, about half, a little bit of ginger, bell pepper, season the pan. Non-stick, you want to keep it non-stick, so use wood. Alright, got those translucent. I'm going to go ahead and rinse out some of those oxtails. They've been soaking. Add them to the pot. Probably add in a few more. That's about 1 pack of those. You know, two, maybe 3 people serving there. That would be guaranteed 3 people. You don't need to put a lot of oil in here. Believe me, this is full of fat and marbling. You don't have to put a lot of oil to render these down just to brown these up. You just want to brown them a little bit. There's enough oil on those bad boys to do it themselves. You just want to keep the onions and everything nice and translucent. So we're going to let those fry down for a second. That's it. A bit of ginger in there. While that's going away like that, you see it's going nice and getting brown. I'm gonna stop for a second and look at that. Some fish. Boy, I got some fish for snack. A little fresh bread. I'm gonna bake some fresh bread. Take a little bit of my homemade sauce, tartar sauce. Dress that homemade bread. This is why you're cooking, you're snacking. Yes, man. All right, take a piece of fish, put on there, fold that up. Fish and bread, man. Back to oxtail. All right, you can see them starting to brown. We don't want to try and cook these. We're just browning them up, sealing in those juices and the flavor. You know, you could cook them, just boil them, but they won't have the same flavor as if you gave them a little glaze first in this pan. Brown them up. Yeah, more flavor. It looks like they're sealing the flavor a lot better. Okay, that's the first batch there. I'm gonna go ahead and take those out. Notice those spices down at the bottom, onions and stuff, ginger, garlic. It's not even browning. It's holding nice. All that fat, rendering fat. I'm gonna take some more out of it. Here's the other ones I had soaking. Have you noticed, YouTubers, we're not using all that oil? Where's all the oil at? What's coming from all this fat around here? We're going to cook these until they look like these. From that to that. Another gentleman said, do I have to use wine? When we did the last one, we used a sangria wine. This time, we may not use any wine. Depends on what I feel like it needs when it starts to cook. So these are totally different from the last time. We're doing all this in a pressure cooker or a slow cooker with some heat. I'll let those brown up. Add a little bit of spices for that. A little onion, a little bell pepper, some ginger, some garlic. Not much. It's enough to activate them while I continue to eat my fish. Now we're going to add the other ones in there. Adding all our spices and stuff we cut up. Add in the garlic. A couple of the garlic heads. Let me add a little bit of the powdered garlic, just because I'm used to doing it. A little bit of my homemade spices. You don't have to. Just a little bit of cayenne, black pepper. Lowry seasoning salt. You can use regular salt. If you don't use Lowry's, no problem. You can always add this. You're gonna put this a little bit. You have to put salt in your food to give it the flavor to come out. Now a little bit of Italian herbs, because I don't have any fresh. Put in. I'm gonna add a little 5 spice just to give it that little off flavor I like. Hold the top. Not much, strong. Gives it that Asian flavor. 5 spice. And of course we're gonna use some thyme. Wouldn't be right without thyme, right? Some dried thyme. Just a little bit of the blackened seasoned darkens, just basically color your roux. You can always add it. Makes it too dark if you use too much. And then just a little bit of dried parsley. I like the flavor of parsley, especially with potatoes and beef. And that's it, people. We're gonna add, wait, there's one more thing. It's good for the stomach. Digestive, a little bit of bay leaf. You don't have to add all this. This is what I like. And then, of course, a little bit of the habanero. You can always add more. That's all you need. This stuff's like fire. I reserved some of my red peppers and my bell peppers cut into chunks. I reserved this for when it's all done. You don't have to do that. You can throw it all in there right now. And then we're just going to top it up with some water, but you can use beef stock, chicken stock, whatever you got. You can add carrots if you want. I'm not. Calming that flame down. Still don't see the water. Want a little bit more. I like the gravy over my. I'll do some potatoes. There we go. We can see that water. We're gonna stop right there. Well, might as well put it all in there. That's reverse osmosis. Regular tap water would work fine. Remember, people, clean as you go. Clean as you go. Nobody likes a dirty cook. Are we gonna put these down in there? Submerge that. We have this on brown right now, so it's gonna bring it up to a boil really quick. That's good. Okay. If you want to add a little flour roux, I wouldn't do it right now, but I have some flour roux I make. I'm gonna tell you the oil that I'm gonna take off of these oxtails. You know when you take your spatula and you remove the oil. I take that oil and I let it harden, but while it's still hot, I strain it to get it as clear as possible. Then I take that flavor from the oxtails with flour in the microwave and I make my homemade roux. This is phenomenal. That's a secret I'm just giving you right now, YouTube. That's worth $1 million right there. Oxtail cooked off oil. For my last big batch I did, I got a whole quart of oil, or half a quart of oil off of there, and I took that with a half a quart of flour, and I put it in the microwave. Started at 5 minutes, and I went 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute till it was brown to the color I wanted. It was phenomenal. A teaspoon inside here right now will blow your mind. Well, I'm all out of it, and I need well, I got a little bit left. I got about a teaspoon left. I may add it in here. Then I'm gonna make some more with this one here. So there you go. That's oxtails. We're gonna got this on brown. We're gonna place the top on this unit, and then we're gonna forget about it for about an hour and a half. Maybe about 40 minutes. We'll pop it open just so you can take a peek at it and see what it looks like before we go any further. I'll line this up, set that, turn the little thingamajig on. We're done. We're just gonna set that for, let's see, it's on brown right now, so let's just leave it on brown until it builds up steam. And once the steam comes up out of this little gizmo right here, which you can open and release and then go like that. Once the steam builds up inside of here, I'll reduce this down to high pressure and then have this steam for about an hour. Maybe 40 minutes, show you what it looks like, then we'll cook it for an hour. Okay, grabbed a jar, and that's what I've gotten so far from out of there. As you can see, a little jar there. I'm actually just skimming this pot and collecting what I can. Okay, it's now 3:56, and I'd say they're getting tender. Not quite where I want them to be just yet. They're pulling off the bone, as you can see. Well, let's see if you can see. Oh no, you gotta zoom in a little better than that. Okay. All right, here they are. You could almost pull the meat off of it. They're good and tender on the smaller ones, but you can see that's just coming right off. Barely touch it. It's coming off. And as far as this roux, the stock or whatever, it can be a little thicker. I can allow that to cook down, just boil more, so you don't really need that much water. We love the juice, so you can add some potatoes in there. Right now would be nice. Drop the potatoes in there. Allow them to cook in there while you have this just cooking slowly. While these big ones get even more tender. There's a lot of fat on those, so I'm going to let that reduce some more. Oh yeah, those are actually really tender, believe it or not. Oh yeah, you could just pull the meat off like that. See that meat just came off? This is pretty much done. You could add butter beans in there if you want. But I would like to add a little roux. You can make a little roux with equal amounts of butter and flour and make it a little thicker to make that a little bit more. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to simmer on a low fire with the top off to allow some of the water to evaporate out. And you can have this with rice, you can have it with beans, you can have it with greens. I think we're going to do some collard greens and some beans with this. Maybe a little rice too. Why not? Just do a little bit of everything. Beans, collard greens, oxtails. Bam! It's what? Tuesday? That's what we're eating on Tuesday, folks. That's how you do it now. All that oil and fat that's coming to the top. I want to catch that. I'm going to let that settle for a little while. I'm going to skim it off and save it in my jar for making my roux that'll last me forever. At least 6 months. I had the last one for about 6 months. It's a whole quart. I used everything from gumbo to you name it. It was delicious. And what happened was I got so used to the flavor just being there. It was generating that when I ran out, having no more oxtails. So I said, one time I threw it all out by mistake. My wife saw it and was cleaning the kitchen, saw some oil there and was like, let's discard this. I almost died. It was about 10 pounds of oxtails, all the oil from it. I was like, ah, that's my roux. I'm gonna skim all that off. See, this oil is already infused with all that onions and shallots and bell peppers and oxtail flavoring, pepper and habanero sauce. All that's in that oil. Just want to grab the oil, not the sauce, just the oil. I'm going to just go a little longer and set that for another 40 minutes. See how much fat I removed? See that some of that's just food solids, but this is what you want, this here. I'm gonna get some more off of it as this reduces. So right now we're looking at this. If you can see the pot, it's at the first knot in here. If we can cook this down to the second knot, not bring it to a fast rolling boil, but keep it like that, let some of that water evaporate out, the sauce will start to thicken. Or you can take a little skillet, put 3 tablespoons of flour, 3 tablespoons of butter, and brown it slowly, keep stirring it, and then add about a half a cup of this in there, thicken it up, and then drop that into this pot. Now that'll give you a thick gravy for this. Bam! Alright, we'll be back. A little bit salt. I think personally it can go for a little bit more habanero sauce. But when I cook this, I don't want it to be so hot that my wife and my son's not going to enjoy it. Alright, this is pretty much done, folks. It's got a good roux, nice thick gravy. I haven't put any roux in it or nothing. It's nice and thick. It's got that collagen, thick sauce. And it's starting to fall apart. I don't want to have a big bowl of nothing. But I want to show you that. As you can see, that's pretty thick. And we started off cooking this. Remember, we had it just before the notch. We've actually cut the notches here, as you can see here, and we brought it down about an inch. We've actually condensed that water, cooked that water out, and condensed that flavor down about an inch. What I'm going to do now is I want to add in some more pepper, but I'm not. But I'm going to add in those additional bell peppers and onions we had. That's just so when you go to eat it, you're going to have these nice whole peppers and onions. I used to do that with my curry too. Going to drop those in, let those cook. They'll break down, and you'll actually see it in your food, in your oxtails. You don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. I just like the presentation. I'll let that cook for another 10 or 15 minutes. Let those get translucent, and this part of the dinner is already done. You can add in carrots, potatoes, whatever you want. As far as it goes, she's done. We'll skim the top and enjoy. Let's see what we're working with here. See how thick and gelatinous that is? That's no joke. You saw me do it in the oven. Now you see me do it in a crock pot or a pressure cooker. Could have did it in the same pot right on the stove. Did it that way for years. We're going to skim off all that excess oil and contaminants down the road. All that'll be out. We'll get all that to one side and skim it out. For right now, we'll just let it cook. All right. we have some oxtails, some beans, white steamed rice, and collard greens. And there you have it. Oxtail, made inside the pressure cooker or the steam pot, or whatever you got. You can do it. It's no big deal. Hook it up. There you have it. Just in time, the family's home. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Dad.
Who's that coming in? Hey, sugar. How you doing? Ready for dinner?
Yeah. Take me off of that. Hold on.
Told you, you two.
Monique.
Dinner's cooked.
Yeah. All right. Eric's here.
Cool.
Cool. I guess y'all Todd's are good. Hey, wait, Auntie Moni, did you get Todd's Grand Theft Auto 5?
No.
What?
No.
There you go, E.
That game is the bomb.
No.